record. Let's just begin. First of all, tomorrow night, we're on regular 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night's an anniversary night, an exciting night, Baruch Hashem. We started a year ago, so we're going to have a little bit of a Tu B'Shvat party. But before the party, we're going to have Kinyan B'Siyata D'Shmaya in my house. Officially 8 o'clock. If anyone could come earlier, I would have preferred to learn a drop longer and maybe have a little bit more of a matziv for us before the Tu B'Shvat matziv. But I guess that's a game time decision. Meaning, if the item's around at 7:30, 7:45, I would love to start a little bit earlier, maybe to have a little bit of like more real food for the Kinyan Olam to have whatever, and then Tu B'Shvat will be after. I guess we'll communicate about that tomorrow. It could be a game time decision. Doesn't make a difference to me. I mean, to get food and whatnot is the only thing. So now, let's just begin with one word of Torah. Well, not one word of Torah. With one word of off the page Torah. Yesterday, the Olam was a little bit perturbed that the Shasa Sakana, the Raya from Shasa Sakana, right? We had a Raya that, says Rabbi Yehuda, I'll tell you a Raya that you're allowed to make your schach out of these 4 tzvachim plank. They put their planks on their porches. Misham Raya, Shasa Sakana Raya. What is the Raya? So the Ritva is bothered. The Ritva is bothered as well. And the Ritva says that, the Ritva says, first of all, the Ritva is the Kasha. So everyone that was bothered by the Kasha, it's Ritva's Kasha. One of the greatest liner Rebbe one time told me, sometimes the fact that it's an ask to Kasha, it means you're on the right road, it's half the battle. But now, is there a teretz? So first of all, the Pnei Yeshua also brings it out. And he says, the way the Pnei Yeshua says it, is that it was the raya was on the size. In the Shasa Sakana, why the machlekes between Rameir and Rav Yehuda was between 3 and 4, why didn't they make that size of the schach? Why did they dafka go and make planks 4 tfachim? So that was the havamina that it was a good raya, was because they used big planks. Why don't they use smaller planks, right? It's Shasa Sakana, right? So what a Shasa Sakana is you don't want to sit in the sukkah. Okay, so why are you putting dafka 4 tfachim planks on? It's good. It's a nice. Right, through a putter. But what was the havamina? Let's first start there. What was the havamina?
That's the size of the house.
Correct. So what was the havamina?
Look the same. What do you mean? Why?
But why? But again, the Yenigayim have 3.5 and 4. They're not looking and measuring the thing.
It's a standard 2x4.
Oh, say there. Maybe that's the teretz. But the havamina was that they dafka used 4 tvachim. That was we thought why we could bring a raya. And on that, the Gemara answers Shas Haskana. That's why we're forgiving. Now there has to be a lot of raid over here. Is it a kasher sukkah or a pasal sukkah? Lamaisa. What's an afkamina? That year, Shas Haskana, they make a bracha on the sukkah. Everyone's very busy. Yeah, in the Holocaust, they live menorah out of who knows what. But tachlis can make a bracha levatol. You can be potter and you can be yaitz the mitzvah in some epis form, but you can only make a bracha if it's actually the mitzvah. So the Rishayim get involved in that as well. That is a little tidbit. With that, let's begin and actually finish up this amud. And then we'll decide whether we'll start the new Mishnah or we'll figure it out. Let's go. Itmar. We're about 20 lines from the bottom. The first word on line is Yatza Yidei Chayvasai. Itmar. Havchan al Tzideim. You flip over these planks. Baruch atah Adonai Yelinu melech olam she'akol nihi yevdroi. One second. This is. No, I don't. Nah, I should go shvach on myself. The towel's not good. No, you're right. You are right. You are correct. Yeah, you're mamash correct.
That's like when you put the table.
No, but I'll tell you I'm not right because we always put on a towel.
It's always places.
And the table is always. That's how it goes. That's how I put on the towel.
Right.
Towel just to save the tablecloth from getting dirty. Nothing to do with anything else. It's not so posh. If you always put on the towel, but that's you are right. That is the hacker. The hacker is to put on. Mashal and Halchas need the hacker works as a placemat works as a hacker. But let's say every night you can placemat. I don't need anything else as a placemat. No, you need something that's a reminder. That's a goof what it is. So if every night I do this, just to save the tablecloth getting dirty, chayra tonight it's not going to work so well. Oh, but yeah, the ish. But anyways, that was not so difficult. So let's be a shigel machmer. Says the Gemara, Itmar nacham alavchan al sidem. You took these 4 tvachim planks and you flipped them on their side. Says the Gemara, gevald kamach leikes. Rav Huna Amar Psula, Rav Chisda, Rav Huna Amar Kishera. So last night we ended with the line of Rav Huna says puzzle. Why does Rav Huna say puzzle? So Rashi taught us because it's a shame psula love. And iPhone 7, otherwise known as the alias of Cooper, asked, what do you mean? It's a gzeira, it's not be'etzem aser, beautiful kasha. Guess what? That's why Rav Huna holds its kosher. Look at the next Rashi. Kshera. And I'll be honest, I'm held guilty. I didn't see this yesterday. That's why I didn't know the answer. But that's why Rav Huna holds, Rav Chisda Rav Huna holds Kshera. Why? Titaimu mishom gzeira tikra, says Rashi. The whole thing is a gzeira. Chegavdi lovdi in shi tikra. You don't make it that way. So it's not Pasul be'etzem, and that's mamish the nekudas hamachlekes over here. Do we say that within, and to say it one step deeper, we'll say as follows. When they made the gezerah, that you can use this as a sukkah, was the gezerah that this becomes a piece of a pasul schach, so much so that if you flip it, it's still pasul. That's what the first sheet holds. The second sheet says, no, the gezerah was made like this. The gezerah was not made like this. Shkoyach Rabbi Cooper and Machavin to the other Shita. Continues the Gemara, a shtickle story. Ikla Rav Nachman the Surah. Rav Nachman went to Surah. All ligabei Rav Chisda v'Rabba bar Rav Huna. Rav Chisda and Rabba Rav Huna went to see Rav Nachman. Now, let's get the name straight. Rav Chisda and Rabba Rav Huna held what? Kshera. They're the second Shita. So Rav Nachman goes to Surah, Rav Chisda and Rabbi Rav Huna, all Gabe, they go up to him, they go to see him. Amri lei, they say to him, Hovchan al tzidei mau. If you flip over the schach, what is the din? Omar lehu, so Rav Nachman answers, Psula, it is puzzle. Why? I have a nice picture over here, I'll show everyone in a minute. What's the reason why it is puzzle? Because nasu, because it is made kishvudin shel matachais. It's made as like a metal shvud, a metal spit, and therefore it is puzzle. So again, Rav Nachman goes to Surah. Rav Chisda and Rabbi Rav Huna go to visit Rav Nachman. Va'amri lei, and they ask Rav Nachman, what's the din? Rav Nachman says, puzzle. For those who like visuals, it's actually a horrible picture, but once I opened it, I think you understand it less from looking at this picture. That's just, yeah. Okay, listen, we can't say we didn't try. That's the Kunikuda.
I don't
But
get why it's puzzle.
let's say it one more time. Because this plank was puzzle. Why? Because it's four tfachim.
Right.
Says the Gemara, not only is it puzzle, they made it into puzzle schach. It's as if it's a shtick piece of metal. If I have a piece of metal, I don't care whichever way you put it,
Yeah,
it's
but
metal.
in reality,
That's the machlekes. The other sheet holds, no, it was the gezerah. What was the gezerah? That you can't use it like this because of that. That's very good. That is precisely the nekudas hamach loikas. So says the Gemara, Nachmur of Chisda Rav Huna went and they were told that it is possible. Amar lehu. Rav Huna says to Rav Nachman and to Rav Chisda and Rabbi Rav Huna, Loi Amri lechu, Amri kavosi. Did I not tell you that you should hold like me? What was that? Which means it was puzzle. Amrulei, they, Rav Chisda and Rabbi Rav Huna responded, Umi Amar Lon Mar, and did Mar, Rav Huna tell us, Taima, a reason, Veloi Kablinan Minei, and we did not accept it from him? Meaning, Rav Huna, you're saying, again, let's just get the story straight. Rav Chisda and Rabbi Rav Huna go to visit Rav Nachman. They ask Rav Nachman the din. Rav Nachman says, puzzle. Rav Huna bumps into Rav Chisda and Rabbi Rav Huna and says, what were you thinking? You went to Rav Nachman and asked him the din. I already told you it's puzzle. So they said to Rav Huna, no, you didn't. You didn't tell us why it was puzzle. Did you? Did you tell us the reason? And we didn't accept it from you. Amar lehu, Rav Huna responds, did you ask me the reason? And that I didn't tell you. End of story. So obviously this Has to be deeper explanations over here. It sounds like two little children here fighting. I told you, I didn't tell you. Tell me the reason. I didn't tell you the reason. But that is the story. So Nachamol, Rav Huna held Pasol, Rav Nachman held Pasol, Rav Chisda and Rav Huna held Kishera. Says the Gemara, Lema Misayeya Lei. Let's bring a raya to Rav Huna that it is a Pasol. Eina machzekes. This should hopefully make us a little bit nostalgic. If it does not hold, Eina machazekes, it's not able to hold. Kidei roishai v'rubai v'sholchanai. Your sukkah is not big enough. It cannot hold roisha, your head, rubai, the majority of your body, v'sholchanai, and your table, which in our terms means the sukkah is too small. Oi, or shenifritzu ba pirza. A hole was made in the wall of the sukkah, kidei, so that sheyizdaker ba gedi bevas achas. Yizdaker means literally jump through or fit through. Yizdaker ba gedi bevas achas, that a gedi, a goat, can fit through. Why do I care that the goat can fit through your wall? That is the shear that parcels up the wall of your sukkah if a goat could fit through. So again, our sukkah is either not big enough or it has this gaping hole in the wall of the sukkah. Oy shenosan oleho neser, and this is the case we're obviously looking for. Or you place on it a plank, shehu rachav arba tfachim, which is 4 tfachim wide. Af al pi, even though shaloi hichnis litoicha, you do not enter hichnis, enter litoicha, into it, into the sukkah, ella shleisha tfachim. Shtickle brain teaser. Again, it's a neser, a plank which is 4 tfachim wide, that you only enter into the sukkah 3 tfachim. What does that mean? Again.
So really, it's only 3.
Oh, but
What's the problem? The hefts of that.
Oh, so good. Now everyone go to your brains are starting to work. Let's just first say the words, and the Gemara is going to have that discussion. Says the Gemara, it's a plank 4 tfachim, and somehow it's only in your sukkah 3 tfachim. Says the Gemara, Heichi dami. What's the case? Lav kigoin is it not? For example, shehovchan al tzidehen. Attempt number 1 says the Gemara that the plague was 4 by 3. And the case is, what does it mean it's 4, but it only is on top of the sukkah 3? It was placed azoi. And therefore, what would we have a raya to? We would have a raya to that it is Pasol. Again, the Brisa said if I have a plank which is 4, but it's on top of my sukkah 3, is it 4 or is it 3? Says the Gemara, you know what it is? It's 4, but it's on top of the sukkah 3. Then what? It is Pasol. A raya to Rav Huna.
I would read it that it's overhanging outside.
Oh, that's the teretz of the Gemara. Answers the Gemara very good. Loi. No, that's not what the case is. You know what the case is? Kegoin, for example, that you place it apuma de matlasa on the edge of the entrance to the sukkah. Ayil tlasa, that it enters, ayil, it goes in, tlasa ligai, inside, ve'apik chad, and it leaves over 1 livar outside. So as you all suggested, that what's the case? The case is, and Nachum, this picture I think drops the ball. Can you get the picture book from behind you? The lack of color here is bothering me tonight. The case is that you take this 4 tefach plank on the bottom left corner. Take this 4 tefach plank, and instead of putting it all on top of the sukkah, it's hanging over the edge. So it's only 3 tefachim on top of the sukkah. God bless you. So now, that's the case. And that case is puzzled. Now we all have to wonder, why in the world is that case puzzle? Again, as you see over here, it's 4 tfachim, but it's hanging over the sukkah only 3 tfachim. And the last tefach, Nachamol, is over the door. Everyone got the case?
That wouldn't still be Daifin Akuma?
Oh, well, it can't be Daifin Akuma because there's no Daifin there. It's on the entrance. but it could be something else, which we're about to see. Because the question is, wait, this is such a great answer, so why is it puzzle? It's only on top of your sukkah 3 tfachim, says the Gemara. But first of all, so before we get to the next step, let's just go step by step. That's why it's no raya. We thought we could bring a raya because it said it's 4, but it's the top 3. So we thought the case was 4 on top 3. Answers the Gemara, no. 4 on top 3, meaning hanging over an inch, a tefach. So now why is it possible? Says the Gemara. Dahavale, you know what it is? Psal hayoytze min hasukkah. One of the more fascinating halachas in Hilchos Sukkah. If I have schach that hang over the entrance of my sukkah, you know what the halacha is? You're allowed to go under that schach, even though you have no walls. You have no walls. Let's get very clear over here. I have my box.
An overhang.
I need a box. Can you pass me the box, please? Pass. No, that one. This sukkah. This is beautiful. Look at this sukkah. Look at this. So now, here's my sukkah. Now, schach, please. No, this looks more schachi. Here's the schach, and it hangs over the front. This is the door, as you can see. You enter in. Very good. Now, let's say Mr. Menchie, representative by a bencher, is standing right here. You know what the fascinating halacha of sukkah is? When I'm here, I'm right here, yeah? I look to my right, do I see any walls? I have no walls. Sal hayoytze me sukkah. When schach hangs over, it's kosher. An absolute my face in sukkah. Good question. What does it do for us? 1 second. Let's come back around. We're going to learn that. What does it do for us? Now let's go back to our case. Our case is that I have my 4 tefach plank that's over my sukkah 3 tefachim, and it's hanging over 1 tefach. So I would think, 1 second, it's only 3 tefachim over my sukkah. It should be kosher. No, because the psal, the hangover, has a din of kosher schach, it also has a din of posel schach. And therefore, even though it's only 3 tefachim over my sukkah, the 4th tefach is considered also an apostles of my sukkah. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful.
Especially when you put it by the...
Correct. Beautiful. Diagrashi says what you just said.
So it doesn't pass the plank.
Correct. 100%. I agree with you 1,000,000%. Let's just read the Gemara inside. No. Again, it's a dichoy. The Brisa said if I have a board that's
the board
4,
put the board on the side.
you definitely could. All we're trying to say is we have a brisa, and the brisa says if I have a 4 tefach plank and I put it over 3, it's possible. So we're looking for a case that's 4 to be 3 possible. You're right. You don't need to do this. You could cut off the board in half also, or you could flip it the other way. You're fine. But because you situated it at the door, it's a maifis that even though it's only 3, it's possible. Says the Gemara, Nachamol, the Havle Psal Ayoytze min Sukkah, Chopsal Hayoytze min Sukkah. Nidoin ke sukkah, and that is the reason why normally it saves you. Over here, it'll passel you. Absolutely beautiful shtickle Gemara. Chaver, let's get a chazaram tomorrow night, at least at 8 o'clock. Personally, if anyone could come 7:45, I would like to have a little bit more learning. Covered the 1 year mark. If not possible, at least 25 minutes will be nice. And then we'll end with a Ma'ariv. Continue with a Ma'ariv, followed by some Tu B'Shvat, Torah, music, and Peiros.